Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. We apologize for the delay there. I think one of the teams, or players, I should say, on one of the teams was having a little bit of a hard time connecting to the lobby. But we have been informed that they are in, and we will be able to get started here momentarily. In case you're wondering, this will be Helpdesk Hogan versus D.I.R.T. I am Quarterback, joined by Dividing. And we've kind of trod most of the ground here, at least initially, in terms of what this match is going to look like. So when we're good, it looks like we're starting. We will get into Busan, and we will get going. We will see what these teams have on offer for us as we get started here on this first control map.
Yeah, just to quickly restate what we covered before, just in case there are some of you who are just now joining us, this is the Advanced Grand Finals. Helpdesk Hogan, the undefeated #1 seed. Absolutely the giants in this division and the one to beat. D.I.R.T, the #3 seed. Definitely very strong in their own right, but definitely the underdogs in this situation, having to go up against the Goliaths that are Helpdesk Hogan right now. Have already lost to them twice over the course of the season. They're trying not to make it a third.
Indeed, and it looks like we are seeing, well, first ourselves and then Mecha Base, and that's all good. Mecha Base will come back in to start things off, and we spoke about it earlier that this one lends itself towards that chunky brawl.
Yeah.
And it does seem to be what we're seeing indicated here, though Helpdesk Hogan showing us a little bit of an interesting side. Rose there on the McCree, Doomblack on a Reaper, and Koan bringing out the Ana, and she is very good on that Ana, by the way. The anti-nades will be huge coming out of that particular play.
Doomblack is actually going to swap onto the Tracer now, and that is super interesting. Of course, Tracer wants to get around to the back and pick off a squishy target. Could this be a no? I'm just having trouble figuring out who exactly Doomblack targets on this Tracer. You could maybe go after the Baptiste, but he has the Immortality Field.
Well, speaking of going after, they'll go after Nacho here and bring him down early on. D.I.R.T kind of pushing forward into the gut of the enemy team. Coco Mote, the next to drop. It's a very good sleep there onto Truth, but it's not really enough to kind of stop the inevitable. And oh, Tasty, that was absolutely filthy, my good man. Jumps up in the air and pops one. Jack, the only casualty on the side of the D.I.R.T, otherwise a very clean fight from them.
Yeah, D.I.R.T absolutely coming alive to start off this match. I'm still a little confused by the Tracer pick. What I'm realizing here is that it doesn't really matter that Doomblack, if Doomblack gets any picks, as long as he takes their attention.
Helpdesk Hogan splitting rather awkwardly right there. You saw Coco Mate committing, but on the other side, the drop came out from Nacho. A long bomb charge there from the Reinhardt Truth, just pushing back onto the point. There's not really left here. Gohan will get knocked down. Doomblack does manage to sneak in another kill, but seriously, they're not really doing enough work here to make this stick.
Yeah, D.I.R.T's traditional brawl comp just seems to be getting the better of Helpdesk Hogan right now. I'm all for innovating on the meta, but sometimes the meta is the meta for a reason. However, Doomblack does have the pulse bomb here, so he's probably going to stay on this Tracer for at least one more fight. D.I.R.T, however, will likely have several ultimates of their own coming up.
Well, some shots coming out here from Dragon on the high ground. Dragon does have the high noon and a veritable field of targets to fire at, but unfortunately no one will go down. Jax loses the mechs here, and Tasty will also lose the immortality field early on. Truth losing a significant amount of health. Speaking of losing, and Doomblack is there to finish the kill. Now Bully Hunter and Coco Mate getting into the action. Rose drops onto point. Good flash fan right there to seal the deal, and a beautiful headshot at the tail end to take down Dragon and flip this point around.
Yeah, but, I mean, that was a really great pulse bomb from Doomblack, I do have to point it out. Got it on the tanks, chunked down the health so much, and they were eventually able to take down Jack because of it, and roll that forward to a fight win. Now with 69% of the point captured, nice. D.I.R.T is coming back in with 4 ultimates, trying to bring it, but an aggressive grab to start it off.
Aggressive grab and a huge anti-nade there coming from Koan on the back line. That'll force the sound barrier out early on from Mr. Baby, an absolute requirement there to keep the team alive. And speaking of requirements to keep people alive, it was a beautiful bubble coming in. Bully Hunter will invest the sound barrier down here as well. Koan, meanwhile, takes out Tasty in the back line, and now the guns start cooking for Helpdesk Hogan because they will slaughter the remaining members of D.I.R.T.
Yeah, now that Helpdesk Hogan has control, has the momentum, you see how their sort of aggressive comp, led by the Tracer of Doomblack, plays it just plays faster. And D.I.R.T's having trouble keeping up with that speed. And now Helpdesk Hogan, they have the Shatter from Nacho, they'll have Cone's Nano Boost, and Rose's High Noon. Just so many different ways to deny space from D.I.R.T. You really don't have a ton to work with.
Well, they'll push forward straight into him. The hammer down coming out right there. You hear the shatter, and you see the nano-boosted Reinhardt sharing into the front line of D.I.R.T, but it's really the Rose show. Rose gets 3 in the midst of all of that, and Doomblack is there to shut things down. Very solid play from the 2 DPS players on the side of Helpdesk Hogan.
Yeah, now with 85% left on the point, Helpdesk Hogan have got to hurry. D.I.R.T has got to hurry to get onto the point in time. They're going to speed boost, and Dragunov is on the Doomfist trying to get a desperate Doomfist kill. But Jack is down.
Jack is down. Dragunov threw one in, or the Diva Bomb came in sailing. Dragunov is here trying to get something down. Dragon does manage to get one down, but it's Rose again. Rose in with the stun. Gets the Doomfist, shuts him down, and the 0 to 100 run back there from Helpdesk Hogan. They got a little discombobulated to start things off, but it was never far out of their reach dividing. They come back in fine fashion to pick up stage number 1.
Yeah, the Helpdesk Hogan comp there, the Ana and the Tracer, definitely a little bit unorthodox, but definitely paid off, especially once Helpdesk Hogan were able to take control of the point for the first time. After that happened, they never let it go, and now we see D.I.R.T making a lot of changes, going for more that sort of Winston variant of Brawl that we've talked about, maybe trying to be a little bit more mobile to deal with Helpdesk Hogan. They could potentially just try and all rush onto Cone at the same time. Seems like the obvious dive target here if you're D.I.R.T.
It does indeed. Nacho, keeping this Reinhardt in play, will be going up against Truth on the Winston, and they will clash initially around Drum Jr. there on the outside edge. A brief kind of exchange of unpleasantries, neither team really seeming to want to commit too hard to this. Truth looking for that target, basically taking that frontline fight, much like you mentioned earlier on, dividing in terms of running this like a brawl. And Nacho, he'll get brawled out, but Doomblack is there to trade a kill back. Bully Hunter and Coco Mate both jumping in as well. Dragunov caught out and brought down as Dragon falls back to the point. And oh no, they couldn't beat the retreat fast enough right there. D.I.R.T annihilated by Helpdesk Hogan.
Yeah, in the end, the more powerful frontliner of Reinhardt reigns supreme in that frontline matchup as Helpdesk Hogan gets control of the point, and D.I.R.T has yet to be able to beat Helpdesk Hogan when they're in control of the point, especially with Cone's Nano Boost. Has been so good about how she deals these Nano Boosts out.
Oh, Dragunov gets a big kill to start things off on Rose. Got so used to playing fancy free, he got caught looking right there. Speaking of getting caught looking, this nano-boosted Reinhardt, he's caught cooking because he's just pushing his way forward, smashing with this hammer. And the Coalescence coming out there on the tail end from Tasty will secure the kill onto Nacho. It does feel a bit like too little too late as Coco Mate throws the bomb. A High Noon coming in here to clear. Beautiful bit of play right there to get those kills collected. Still Rose in a dangerous situation, trying to hold it down. Can't bring Dragon out of the fight. Doomblack instead falling. The only Tracer to go down, and they will have to cede this territory. Rose, though, clinging on by the edge of their feet, doesn't want to give it up. The flip does come in as the sound barrier is invested to continue this contest. Unfortunately, the flip had occurred before it came in. Now Doomblack jumping back in off. And an ongoing brawl between these teams. Dragunov tries to close it down with the Death Blossom, and then Truth gets traded back out, so they will keep fighting. Nacho is here swinging away with the hammer, and Doomblack continuing to be an absolute nemesis on this Tracer, just finding targets and lasering them down with the pulse pistol. Still, neither team really willing to accept that this fight is over, and finally, Helpdesk Hogan calls it quits.
Yeah, it's actually super massive that D.I.R.T is able to flip the point in the middle of the fight there. What could have been 80-90% of Helpdesk Hogan right now is now just 56, which gives them a bit more leeway here, as Nacho's coming in once again with the Nano Boost.
The Nano Boost comes out, but the targets just aren't there for Nacho. They're all running in opposite direction, which you generally can't blame them for doing. Nacho goes in for a charge, and he will miss and whiff and go all the way to the back line. Rose is getting on the action, though, with a kill early on. Pulse Bomb comes out and divests them of a mech, but it's not worth the trade in terms of Doomblack's life. Nacho there to finish that one down. Nacho running perilously low on health, desperately in need of heals, as Rose pops the High Noon on the outside edge, fires it early, destroys the Winston bubble. That's about all they will get for it. You see that jump coming in right there. It's not a particularly great situation for them at all, and that will be that.
Yeah, now closing in what is probably last fight territory here for D.I.R.T. They have, honestly, they're coming up on a lot of ultimates here. Right now it's just Mr. Baby's beat, but they do have both DPS ultimates and the Primal Rage within reach. Helpdesk Hogan have a few ultimates of their own available, but they need to get on this point first.
Dragunov gets murked right there in the back line as Doomblack comes to the rescue on the Soldier. Still, it is 98%. There is a touch on 99 now. Dragon takes down Doomblack in the midst of all of this. Truth still jumping around, trying to be an absolute nuisance. Truth still in this with Primal Rage, now pushing back forward towards the point. Nacho is there, though, trying to shut it down, and that will be enough for them to flip and continue to tick this back up.
Yeah, and critically, Helpdesk Hogan were able to take the point there without really using very many ultimates. I think it was probably just Bully Hunter's beat, which is a big ultimate in itself, but the fact that Helpdesk Hogan were able to get away without using anything else, and now they have 4 ultimates available in this last fight, it's absolutely critical. However, D.I.R.T. is going to be coming in with 5 ultimates of their own, and, I mean, this is math point here for Helpdesk Hogan. You don't want to go down to the Kings early.
Rose here backing up, pulls the high noon, takes a chunky amount of damage. It's Dragon who strikes first, taking down Doomblack. The nano boost coming in yet again. Koan providing it for the main tank. They're fighting forward, but Tasty, she's got her coalescence, and she is firing away with the beam, trying to keep the dream alive right here. Dragon, however, just everywhere. Getting those picks on the Tracer, really making it stick and kind of bailing D.I.R.T. out of what could have been a bit of a sticky situation. Tasty's coalescence, that was critical from her as well. The Diva Bomb comes sailing in towards the enemy spawn. That's Koan caught looking by that, and they will push it onwards to downtown.
What beautiful Tracer play from Dragon there. The early Pulse Bomb onto Doomblack on the Soldier, getting rid of that consistent DPS damage, and then going in and getting 2 picks after that. I mean, Dragon definitely coming up clutch for D.I.R.T. when they needed him most. So now we head on to downtown, and Helpdesk Hogan currently showing a bit more, well, they're showing a Symmetra right now. I'm going to be very interested to see if they're going to stick on that, and if so, what they're going to do with the Symmetra teleporter, because that opens up a whole new world of possibilities. D.I.R.T. for their part are running just about the same thing we saw on Shrine.
True indeed, and here they will start going in. Dragunov the focus at the moment. Jack here as well. I will push forward up towards the point, but they've been a little bit rustled there in terms of looking down the street, when in fact their opponents were coming around by the train tracks, and they will set up the early contest of the site here. Still 10 seconds until the point unlocks. Dragon trying to get into position to harry those flanks yet again. Will drop in and begin to make that move. Starts firing at the teleporter instead, but now has a target-rich environment and will choose to go for those instead. Doomblack gets 1, the train gets 2. Credit to the player right there, or the driver, whoever it is. Dragon backing up. The teleporter is down here, at least temporarily, but it does look for the better part of this that Helpdesk Hogan will be held off, or will hold on here, at least initially. Still some bodies in. You see Tasty, she's really doing some annoying work on the Rose there on the outside, and she will secure a pick on McCree, and that's a good pick indeed. Still, Doomblack has turrets present. Bully Hunter is still here. Another turret call coming in there. Truth gets 1. Mr. Baby goes back, and the train claims its 3rd victim. The train is hungry today, dividing it. Wants the blood.
The train is deadly, and now that I'm seeing this play in action, I'm wondering if maybe the Doomblack Symmetra is almost an anti-Tracer play here. You see that he has the turrets set up all over the point, and because of that, Dragon can't really get into positions that he wants to, because obviously with just 150 health, getting caught out with even one of those Sim turrets can melt him in just a couple of seconds. And because of that, D.I.R.T. actually gives up first point control very quickly into this fight, and with just 1 fight, Helpdesk Hogan's already 50% of the way to securing this map. And beautiful shots from Rose.
Rose just domes Dragunov on the swing. Nacho getting in on the action as well, as the High Noon does come out and take Jack out of the map. And now they are really winning this fight. Helpdesk Hogan will not be denied. 70% on the clock.
70% on the clock. This is last fight territory for Helpdesk Hogan. D.I.R.T. need to find a way to break through. What what tools do they have? Truth will have his Primal Rage up soon. Same for Jack's Bomb. Mr. Baby getting close to the beat as well, but Helpdesk Hogan goes super aggressive here. They have the beat already up, and same with the Shatter.
One fight territory here. The barrier coming out there from Doomblack. And an early kill onto Truth. That beam just cooks away. Call him a microwave dinner, but Jack is done.
They can't get on.
And Helpdesk Hogan just slaughters D.I.R.T right on top of the point.
That was just beautiful area denial from Helpdesk Hogan. They just simply locked down the point and did not allow D.I.R.T to even come close to it. That was just some beautiful play coming out. The Symmetra, I think, was just what the doctor ordered, but I have to give credit also to the tank line of Helpdesk Hogan. Their aggressive playstyle there was just so good. It was so good, and D.I.R.T had so much trouble dealing with it.
Yeah, they really seem to have kind of the answer in terms of the aggression. I mean, D.I.R.T did well to pull a map back right there, or stage back, I should say. They fought quite well. They had the number. They used their ults well. But in the end, when it came down to that fight there on downtown, Helpdesk Hogan just looked dominant. I don't even think D.I.R.T got a tick. They really could not figure out how to slow down what Helpdesk was doing in terms of putting on the pressure.
That being said, the players did great. Don't get me wrong. I do think play of the game there should have gone to the train conductor. Did some great work there.
Choo-choo right there. Just came in and swapped them. Hey, they've got the times on the board for a reason, okay? You got to watch out. You know when those trains are coming in, or you can use it to your advantage depending on how evil you are. Still, I don't know. You know, we saw our last match, right? And we saw a team come out guns blazing on Busan, clean the deck, right? It was a very intense Busan match, and we kind of looked at it and we were like, well, that was very impressive, but there's that thing. That control is not a guarantee, right? Control is a bit of an awkward beast. We talk about how Assault is, you know, much reviled, kind of ugly, you know, duckling of the entirety of the Overwatch map pool, but so is Control in the sense that you can't draw too much from it. Now, Helpdesk Hogan looked very determined there, but moving on to our next, I think it's Hybrid comes up next, that's not guaranteed to stay.
No, absolutely not. You know, definitely Control ends up devolving into more of sort of a team deathmatch kind of play style than any other map type, but Hybrid we see a lot more of the sort of traditional, more strategic and slower paced gameplay that we're used to. So as it is D.I.R.T's pick, if I had to make a wild guess and see their favorite Hybrid map is of course King's Row. Who could forget the classic?
Who would have guessed?
Who would have guessed?
An Overwatch team that likes King's Row. Say no more.
Yeah, and it is going to be Route 66 next. That's an escort map, but you know, whatever. It is.
Oh,
it is
that's
in
probably
fact
me mistaking things. To be fair, it was
possibly.
It's fine. Escort's all well and good. Route 66 is well and good as well. The diner, the gas station, the Cave of Mystery, all the classics, right, coming out right there. I do wonder if this is
Big Earls.
Who could forget Big Earls? You know, I was at BlizzCon in 2019? Yeah. And they had like a recreation of the diner there that you could like go into the inside of the diner. It was really cool. I have the hat somewhere. I don't know where it went, but it's in this room, and I'm not going to like, you know, root through my stuff because you don't need to see that, but it's going to be an interesting map because I think that we're going to see some things that we did not see in terms of Control. I don't think we're going to see a lot of brawl compositions, right? That's probably not something we're going to see come out. We might see some Flyers making an appearance here, though, dividing. We saw Farah played earlier today. That was in a much lower elo than this. Would we be surprised if we saw an Echo?
Not necessarily, especially on the first point here, maybe even the second one, where we have some more open skies for flying DPS to take control. What I will say is what I'm personally expecting is to see more of a sort of sniper comp, especially at the beginning here. I wouldn't be surprised to see some defensive Orisa-based double shield, along with some long-range hit scan to take advantage of these high grounds that the defenders can take advantage of here. Seems like might be getting a little bit of both, taking a look at Helpdesk Hogan's current comp. We do see the Ashe, but also a Wrecking Ball and a D.I.R.T and a Torb from Dragunov. This is a little bit all over the place, it feels, but what this tells me personally is disruption from the tank line, and then probably a little bit of anti-dive from the Torbjorn, and of course Dragon in the back clicking heads all day.
I want to call him Dragunov so bad because that was the old classic sniper rifle from Call of Duty, you know, the semi-auto. I don't know. I'm working on it though. I promise you, Dragunov, I am trying my best not to call you that. And I do love the fact that there's a Dragon and a Dragunov on the same team, but I also love the fact that Torbjorn is making an appearance, and even more the fact that I love that Doomblack has come out here on the Bastion on Route 66.
I saw it, but I didn't even mention it because I thought for sure it was going to get swapped. But look at this! This is crazy!
That is crazy. A very bold strategy. He will pay for it with his life, and they trade the turret for the turret. Unfortunately, probably what your Bastion had said. Dragunov will go down here. Nacho getting that early kill, but Dragon strikes back just as fast, and there's teleporters and bubbles and visual clutter all over the place. Rose taking some serious damage there, will be knocked down. Tasty gets one in there too, and that early, bold, kind of creative attack unfortunately meets with an unfortunate end.
Yeah, they're going to swap over to a more traditional sort of dive rush comp, but I've gotta praise Helpdesk Hogan for the guts that it takes to bring a strategy like that out in a grand finals match. I mean that's just crazy. But Helpdesk Hogan is now going to swap more back onto the sort of Winston Brawl variant that we are all used to. Nacho's got to be careful though, because with the Torb and the Ashe, it's going to be difficult for him to stay alive for too long in a hard dive.
Some sort of, strange dive attempt right there, combined with the Reaper teleportation and the Winston coming up over the top. They will get Dragunov and they will get Truth, and those are two very big picks, and they're willing to trade Coco Mate's back for that all day. Dragon just getting pushed up here. The amplification matrix does come down. The Reaper in the backline putting pressure on right there. Dragon doing a good job of stabilizing, will throw out the bomb onto point. That should allow them to do enough to get their reinforcements back in position. Dragon dropping in from a dangerous angle on top of the gas station. The high ground control completely on the side of Dirt right here as Truth comes rolling in on the Wrecking Ball. He'll take a significant amount of damage, but Doomblack will die in the meantime. They do manage to get Mr. Baby in for the res on Dragon, so that will keep these defenders in form and in function. Helpdesk Hogan pulling a very similar trick. Well, they will just not disengage. Coco Mate manages to get a kill, and Nacho is down. The minefield here dropped by Truth, trying to secure the point as the Diva Bomb comes up, sailing over the top. Dragon is down, so a huge source of DPS removed. Dragunov has to step up and fill that gap, and unfortunately being kind of boxed in around the side of the garage, and they will push back here. Big Earl's providing a place of refuge, at least temporarily.
There was so much that went into that fight, so many ultimates, and in the end, Helpdesk Hogan unable to break through in 2 fights. We've already taken 3 minutes off the clock. This could very well be the last chance for Helpdesk Hogan to break through.
They will continue to go. Coco Mate does get Truth early on in this matchup. Whoa, a beautiful kill from Rose onto Dragunov. Catches the Tracer on the back foot and brings him down. Dragon is still fighting here, though, and Coco Mate has lost a mech. Everybody's favorite robot Butler is in position as well. Another attempt there with the flash will not come to fruition. A pulse bomb comes flying out. Koan is dead, and that has to push them back. They must reset.
Dragon is just in the back, completely unbothered, gets a stagger kill onto Coco Mate, and with 30 seconds left, Helpdesk Hogan is all of a sudden in a situation where it's going to be very difficult for them to get a full fight here on this point A. A full hold is definitely possible. They do, however, have both support ultimates online, as well as the High Noon and the Primal Rage.
The amplification matrix coming out here. Rose moving in position for the High Noon. Does pop it there, just trying to use it to zone out. Won't get any kills. Was going for the Valking form of Mr. Baby, but will not find it. And whoa, they get off the point! Oh my lord! A bit of a mistake here from D.I.R.T. They had done so well, but they get zoned out by the high noon, back around to the corner, and then the point just basically walks itself in.
Yeah, Dragunov standing still there, knowing that probably the best thing to do is to just be sent back to spawn with the rest of his team at this point. I mean, you hate to see D.I.R.T. give up the point that quickly, but I do think overall, with all the ultimates that Helpdesk Hogan were using, the fight would have probably gone in their direction anyways, but that we will never know. What we do know is that Helpdesk Hogan were able to take it and are moving on to point B with both tank ults available now and the Death Blossom from Doom Black. D.I.R.T. doesn't have a ton to deal with it if Jack doesn't have his D-Matrix up.
Well, Nacho is dead. He's consumed like a pile of nachos in a crowded movie theater. He will go down. Dragon up there on the high ground now, and high ground control very much firmly in the control of D.I.R.T. There's an attempt to contest. Rose does manage to kill the D-Mac Jack in the midst of everything, but it's another Bob, and, well, that's Koan knocked up and knocked down straight into the spawn. Tasty there, delivering a little bit of punishment onto her fellow support. Dragunov getting another one here too, and that should just be a nice clean fight win. Doom Black gets rolled over at the end.
Yeah, this composition from D.I.R.T. is, I think, doing a really good job of sort of confusing this Helpdesk Hogan comp. I mean, they really want to sort of use this Winston to sort of dive on someone, try and burst a player down with their close range damage. You look at D.I.R.T.'s comp, and it's like, who do you actually dive on? Everyone on this team has very easy escape options, or is very accessible to get peeled for. So it's very difficult for Nacho to find a dive target here.
Truth here rolling backwards. Just, you know, keeping his positioning. He'll go up on the high ground, go in for the slam. It was a good slam indeed. He does get stunned, antied, and annihilated. So no matter how good the slam is, it's not enough to deal with all of the follow-up right there, as Nacho gets Jack out as well. Now, Doom Black, he's just going to go straight down. He finds Dragunov, not even looking at him, and blast him away, but still a very tenacious defense from this D.I.R.T. side.
Once again, Helpdesk Hogan taken down to overtime. It's looking like we're seeing Truth thinking about a recontest, is going to go ahead and roll his way back to the rest of his team. Rose does pop the high noon there, maybe assuming that a recontest might have been coming. Did not happen, so that is an ultimate that you will not have now for this 1 minute and 20 seconds that Helpdesk Hogan has to finish the map. D.I.R.T., on the other hand, swapping to a much more brawly version of their comp makes a lot of sense with the sort of tight corners, low corridors of the Route 66 third point. And now the two brawls collide.
They do indeed, and with a crack of Titanic Force, the ringing of hammers right there on the front line. A Bob comes sailing in as well. Doom Black does have the ult should he choose to use it. Death Blossom could be very valuable here. He looks like he's trying to set up for it. He goes for the teleport. He drops into the back line. Jack tries to eat the damage, but the D-Matrix is already gone, and Rose comes sailing in on the Widowmaker and gets two in the midst of all of that. The swap and the picks following up so well right there on the side of Helpdesk Hogan.
Man, that came up kind of out of nowhere, actually. I was expecting Rose to stay on the McCree, but no, he goes back, swaps onto Widow of all things, and now all of a sudden, I mean, Rose is kind of uncontested. Who on D.I.R.T. can contest this Widowmaker? Honestly, nobody. And it's gonna, that's gonna put so much pressure.
Nacho, poor Nacho, standing in front of an amplification matrix is just completely lit up. The bomb comes in. A bomb goes sailing back the other direction. Jack will get a kill from it. And there was a shatter in there as well. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention it. And that will mean the tail end of the defense for D.I.R.T. So a very good push for Helpdesk Hogan, but D.I.R.T. will deny them that last final completion.
Yeah, I mean, the caveat to going with the Widow there on third point is that even if your Widow is uncontested, if they are not hitting their shots, then it is essentially just sort of a 5v6. And Helpdesk Hogan were able to take advantage of Rose missing a few shots there and find the upper hand in the 5v6 brawl. They are able to stop the full cap, but man, it felt, I mean, that was just like a barn burner of an attack. Both teams trading haymakers left and right. Helpdesk Hogan were in overtime twice on their way to a near point completion. So I think you can't be too upset if you're Helpdesk Hogan right now. And here we go. I think, well, D.I.R.T does have 35 seconds to switch off of this, but if Dragunov stays on this Echo, you might be getting your wish core back.
I might. And I'll take a brief moment of reflection here on all the barns that have been burned in the name of esports. It's amazing. They just keep building them, and esports players just keep burning them down, and that's the way it goes. Setting up here on the attack, you have Dragunov coming out on the Echo. Dragon will be playing the Hanzo. Doomblack showing us that Symmetra again, but could have a bit of a rough time here dividing all things considered. Not really an effective counter to either of those other two DPS.
Yeah, it seems like Doomblack used the TP to help his team get out a spawn faster, which is, I guess, fine. It definitely has its utility, especially if you're going for a stagger fight, but, I mean, what is a Symmetra going to do against a Hanzo and an Echo? Pretty much nothing, unless they get within 10 meters of her. It's going to be difficult, I think, for Doomblack to find any direct value off of this pick.
Coco Mate nearly makes an entire health bar's worth of shielding right there off of that initial burst of damage with that eat. It was well done indeed. And Accretion there thrown point blank into the face of Jack, who is pushing forward. And you see Truth is here somewhere, but he is very low. And oh no, Mr. Baby gets caught looking by the microwave beam, and up goes another turret. And the initial brush here coming out well in favor of Helpdesk Hogan.
You know what? Okay, I'll take it back. Doomblack, it seems that your Symmetra pick was very valid after all, because, you know, if the Mercy flies within range of your beam and you're all charged up, I mean, that's just some nice tracking to finish off the kill. And now that causes swaps from D.I.R.T. Dragunov's going to swap onto the Pharah now, trying to get some more splash damage on this very bunched up Brawl comp that Helpdesk Hogan has. A very fast barrage could be built here.
Coco Mate does miss that Accretion, which would have been very valuable onto Jack, but that's okay. They're still able to keep fighting here. The high noon comes out from Rose, who just picks Mr. Baby out of the air. Rose is now getting pressured by Jack, but the peel is there. Koan coming to the rescue of the DPS, and Rose is able to gun Jack down and at least take his mech, and he'll take his head as well on the tail end of all of that. So the fight continuing apace here. Tasty is dead there too, though coming up very quickly on a Transcendence on the side of the Zenyatta.
Yeah, D.I.R.T having a lot of trouble breaking through this close-range brawl of Helpdesk Hogan. You've just got to keep on poking into this comp until they use up all of their resources, but it feels like D.I.R.T continues to try and push in and try and take the aggression, when that's not really what their win condition is. Their win condition is for their DPS to cause opportunities for their DPS to pop off and to play slow until then.
Playing slow will sort of be the name of the game, at least here temporarily. Coco Mate getting in the action, continuing to be a nuisance with that Sigma. That barrier coming up here, providing a lot of value right now. Unfortunately, it will not provide enough value to keep Koan alive. The Transcendence comes out, as does the Diva Bomb, and Doomblack will die to that Diva Bomb, and that's not very good. Now they're going to have to start backpedaling just a little bit here. Nacho does have the Shatter, but he really won't get a chance to use it. Coco Mate there going down and pretty much forcing a reset.
A reset indeed, but Helpdesk Hogan have taken 3 minutes off the clock already. 60 minutes, 60 seconds left for D.I.R.T, and not really an ult in the bank. Truth will have his mines up momentarily, but other than that, really nothing. He's forced to use them very early to try and make sure Helpdesk Hogan can't even get to the point.
Well, Truth goes in for the dive right there, gets one pick onto Nacho. He'll get another one too, because Bully Hunter will fall victim to the mines. Jack spamming with the Bunny Blaster right there, just helping to secure everything and get his mech back, and they will sail on through. 3 minutes on the clock here as we enter the streets phase.
Honestly, beautiful play from Truth. Mines was the only ultimate that D.I.R.T had available. Helpdesk Hogan had multiple. They had the Shatter, they had the Ant Matrix, I think. I don't know if they had the High Noon yet, but it was probably close. So Truth goes, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to jump in really early and use Mines before they have a chance to do anything. And it caused enough disarray in Helpdesk Hogan that they were able to drive that to a fight win. That was great.
Well, they have managed to basically divest the attackers of the point right here. The payload's just going to wait now, as you'll see D.I.R.T regroup and maybe try and find another angle to come in. Mr. Baby has also made the swap over to the Brigitte, so running Brig Zen as the DPS duo is actually kind of form-fitting for this sort of composition. You usually see a Sigma instead of maybe a D.I.R.T, but they'll stick with it. A lot of shots coming out right here as the high noon does go off. Bully Hunter will fall victim to that. Rose just trying to contest on the scares with their fellow hit scan in the form of Doom Black. They nearly get the D.Va down, but here come the rest of the bodies on the side of D.I.R.T. They are pushed up there, and they have managed to secure the high ground. Still Nacho with the shatter in pocket, shielding his team right there as the slam does come down from the ball. The charge coming in there, trying to make the attempted charge connect, and it won't really find its target. Rose here firing away, looking for their own target to bring down. It is just not happening. The Transcendence coming in, a good stun there on to Truth. Will not be enough, but Truth will eventually fall. Still, it's Jack who sends the D.Va Bomb sailing in. The unfortunate Bully Hunter and the unfortunate Doom Black, the victims right there, as Coco Matei loses the mech. And on the back of that D.Va Bomb dividing, they may be able to go ahead and sneak through this street's phase.
Yeah, D.I.R.T now in a very good position to finish point here, at least get themselves in a position to be very, very close for Helpdesk Hogan gets back. We've currently seen Nacho in position to potentially get off a recontest here. But even if they do, Truth does have the mines back up, and that's such a good area denial ultimate will help the team. But Doom Black's going to engage with the visor.
Oh, the tac visor was the attempt at the distraction. But just like you said, dividing the minefield comes out right there and really rips the heart out of this. I say that, though, and Nacho is here, just a body with a hammer swinging away, taking tons of damage. He will eventually go down. Coco Matei is still in the area as well, but this is turning into more of a last-minute stall as opposed to an actual concerted push. And there's not a whole lot Coco Matei can do. They'll force Dragon to use the high noon, and they'll use the beat themselves. Black does manage to find Tasty. She was hiding somewhere in the back line and did get brought down. Now a rally coming in as Truth is knocked away, and it looks like Helpdesk Hogan might just stabilize. It really looked like they were going to be in serious trouble right here, but a great bit of play from the main players has salvaged this. I say that, Bully Hunter is brought down by Dragon, so the fight's still very much alive. Nacho still swings, he will be down. Doom Black still there, a nuisance. Rose gets another one, and slowly but surely D.I.R.T's dreams are slipping away. They're getting power washed, and then Tasty comes sailing in with the Transcendence to keep Mr. Baby alive, but it only lasts so long. Truth comes back. Doom Black and Coco Matei are down. It's 1.69 meters to completion.
Oh,
can they do it? Yes, they can.
Oh my goodness, what a clutch Transcendence from Tasty. It was looking grim for D.I.R.T, but the Transcendence came up just in time to keep everyone healthy and allow the members of D.I.R.T to get the necessary picks on the Helpdesk Hogan. Now it's 1:30 on the clock. D.I.R.T with the opportunity to tie up this series if they can make it 63.09 meters, but they're going to be playing into another visor from Doom Black, the shatter from Nacho, and the Matrix from Cone.
Dragunov gets 2 kills on the front line. Rose is down and Nacho is down. The tac visor will have nothing close to the impact of that, even as Doom Black hurls himself bravely into the teeth of the enemy. It is not enough, and the cart will continue to go. 40 seconds left on the clock.
Dragunov comes up absolutely clutch. The May shots gets 2 before Helpdesk can get value out of their ultimates, but the shatter from Nacho is big.
Is it big enough, though? Nacho attempts to deny. 2 kills come in. Nacho and Doom Black add Rose to the tally as well. And here comes the team for Helpdesk Hogan. D.I.R.T with less than 10 seconds to recontest this when everything is said and done.
Yeah, players still coming back from spawn. You see Jack going through the recontest. They're not going to have a full fight the way they want to here. The Lucio is forced to come on early and gets taken down already.
Mr. Baby is dead. Doom Black is here. Those shotguns will not stop chunking away at the health of these enemies. There are lots of bodies in the area for D.I.R.T, though. They have not surrendered it, but the D.Va Bomb from Coco Matei gets 2. Dragunov throws the Blizzard, but it will not equal the damage that the bomb did. There are still fight left in the attacker. They are still going. There is a desperate attempt by Truth to get in. Mr. Baby is brought down, and that will seal it. Helpdesk Hogan take map number 2.
What a match from D.I.R.T and Helpdesk Hogan here on Route 66. That was just about as back and forth as it could get. D.I.R.T came up clutch so many times, but in the end it just wasn't enough to take down the monsters that are Helpdesk Hogan. Beautiful play from them today so far in this match, and that means now Helpdesk Hogan are up 2-0 and are on GitGud point here, quarterback. One more map and they take home the championship.
GitGud point. I like that. By the way, good news. I found my hat. You can't see it.
Yo,
it's got the dino on it.
nice.
Look at that. Yeah, anyway. So, well, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed that last map, don't go anywhere. Plenty more action to come here in ELO Hell's Advanced Division matchup. Helpdesk Hogan 2, D.I.R.T 0. We'll be right back after the break. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to these ELO Hell GitGud Season 7 Advanced Grand Finals. I am not wearing my hat anymore because we are not on Route 66, so I have put it away. And speaking of putting things away, will Helpdesk Hogan be able to put away D.I.R.T on our next map? I am Corback, joined by Dividing, and Dividing, it is not looking particularly good for the underdogs in this matchup.
Yeah, D.I.R.T brought out everything that they had on Route 66. So many individual clutches coming out from D.I.R.T during their attack, but in the end, it was just not enough to take down Helpdesk Hogan. It seems like whenever fights get super scrappy and all fight plans are out the window and you're just trying to keep things together, Helpdesk Hogan seems to always have that ability to pull out the fight win out of pretty much nothing. And right now, it seems like that, and that has ended up being the difference maker for the moment. Now, D.I.R.T was very close to taking Route 66, don't get me wrong, but as of right now, you're in a 2-0 hole against the undefeated Goliaths of Helpdesk Hogan. You've got to be thinking, there's got to be something saying that maybe it's just destiny. Maybe Helpdesk Hogan are destined to win this division this season. They're just got to start turning it around here.
Very true, and unfortunately, close only counts in horseshoes, hand grenades, and nuclear war, and neither of those three things is occurring right now, thankfully. So we will not be seeing close winning anything as we go to Kings Row, the old favorite. This will be the final map potentially for D.I.R.T in this season. Helpdesk Hogan looking to close this one out, but D.I.R.T, I mean, you're right. They fought hard on Route 66. They did not roll over and let Helpdesk Hogan have that. They were yards away from completing. They did some great stuff in the middle of all of it too. Now Helpdesk Hogan has made a substitution here. Yosh coming in to take over sort of in one of the DPS slots. That'll be an interesting addition. Showing us a Widowmaker here, but you know, and as any Overwatch player could probably tell you, Dividing, a Widowmaker here on the start of Kings Row doesn't necessarily mean we'll be seeing a Widowmaker throughout.
Yeah, probably just going to, using that scope to scout here up at the top, might see one shot coming out, but other than that, I'm imagining Helpdesk Hogan are probably going to go back to a fairly much more traditional comp. Actually, currently showing sort of a double bubble coming out, while D.I.R.T is on a very traditional brawl. Now, look at this. If Yoshi stays on the far, that is extremely interesting. There is, in fact, going to be a Far Mercy on Kings Row, Corbeck. What is this?
Yosh, bring it out. The Farah Mercy firing those rockets off. Helpdesk Hogan here playing in the Alderworth Hotel, justifiably a little bit scared of walking into the face of too many of those rockets, kind of forcing Helpdesk Hogan to come to them. You'll see Yosh walk up now around the other side of the Alderworth. The engage is happening. Dragon gets some shots in. A huge anti-nade, coming in there from Koan. Yosh still in the general area, still putting shots down, still looking for an opening here. And, you know, you gotta fight it, D.I.R.T. You can't hide in there forever. You have to check out. And they will come onto the point. And are they checking in, though? That's the question. Two early picks right there. Truth and Tasty getting 1 and 2 respectively. Rose strikes back, and Yosh is just giving ground here. Not a lot of room to play with. Most of the tanks are down, and Helpdesk Hogan will beat a retreat.
Yeah, I actually really liked that move there from D.I.R.T. They gave up a tick, but they did not panic in the face of a Farah, which I'm sure is the last thing they were expecting on this map. They stayed behind, got a concerted push on with the Lucio speed boost, and with that we're able to take out the tank line of Helpdesk Hogan. We're getting very low once again. These Maywalls from Drognov are doing wonders right now.
Well, they tried to turn that trap into one of their own, but it won't happen, and then Tasty, she just slams Yosh straight into the dirt. He cannot find a way around that. Unfortunate indeed. Rose here now trying to get up onto the high ground. There you go. You got it eventually. It's cool. Happens to the best Hanzos. Nearly out of Dragon right here, and they'll just continue to fire some arrows down range, looking for an opportunistic opening pick and also to apply just a little bit of shield pressure. Nacho diving in, does have the primal if he chooses to use it. Instead, he's going to get very aggressive into the hotel lobby. Dragon will die. The barrage comes in. The Dragons come over the other side, and Rose has two. Oh, no! Yosh is here, uncontested in the sky. A little bit of revenge up to the top of Tasty, and that will be enough to flip this point.
Yeah, Helpdesk Hogan caught between a Dragon Strike and a Barrage, and that's just so much damage coming between so many different angles. There's no wonder that it ends up breaking through the honestly admirable defense that D.I.R.T was putting up to that point. Now, of course, we start the payload section, which, I mean, I think the further we go into this map, the more trouble that Yosh is going to have on this far. I, of course, welcome it, but especially with all the corners that D.I.R.T has to hide behind, I feel like Yosh will have some trouble here. But Nacho's going to try and make some space for him to work here.
Well, speaking of trouble, Nacho gets into it right away, has to use his Primal Rage there just to stay alive. The Sound Barrier and the High Noon coming out on the side of D.I.R.T, though, so they'll take that 3 ult for 1 trade they basically just had right there. Diva Bomb comes sailing up, Yosh dives into the bookstore, and Yosh is going to get out! What? That's absolute magician. I don't know how he got out of there. Look at that. He'll get a kill on the back of it as well. Oh, my Lord. He could go into a revolving door in front of you and come out behind you somehow. Spectacular stuff.
Quick question. What happened to Coco Mate's grav there? I saw the grav go off, but I didn't hear the voice line. I didn't hear anyone get, I didn't see anyone get grabbed. I'm not fully sure. Maybe he was stunned mid-animation. I'm not sure. But anyways, Helpdesk Hogan has swapped now to a Rhine Diva, a bit more traditional. Yoshi is still in the far, though, probably because of this barrage. He's going to be looking to use it aggressively here, get a pick off, because D.I.R.T really doesn't have any ults to work with right now.
Rose here pushing up, firing some shots down range. Has the Storm Arrows off cooldown if they choose to use them. It's a very good Ice Wall coming in right there, though, and they will put aggression onto that tank line. Nacho going down again, and Coco Mate in serious danger. The Amplification Matrix used right there is Mr. Baby, the only one to claim blood in that fight, but it was more than enough.
More than enough for sure, and Helpdesk Hogan are actually playing surprisingly passively right now, it feels. They are... I mean, Yoshi had the barrage, has used it aggressively in the past, wasn't able to quite get the setup that they wanted. Now it seems Helpdesk Hogan are pressing the go button, engaging with the Dragon Strike.
Oh, the Danger Noodles will claim a life, and then the barrage will claim another. They can't shut him down. Rose getting in on the action too, and they busted it wide open. A beautiful combination of DPS ults there was all it took to push them through.
Yeah, and now Helpdesk Hogan should be able to push through point B now. They'll have about 3 minutes on the clock to finish this map up. It does indeed happen, and Yoshi is staying on this Pharah. I guess the Pharah specialist for this map, and it's putting a lot of problems into D.I.R.T's plans. I mean, this isn't necessarily a map for Pharah, but it's so unexpected that they're having trouble dealing with it anyways.
Jack took a fatal misstep right there, got caught on the stairs. The rest of the team pushes up to try and save their Diva, and, well, it doesn't end very well for them. Tasty does manage to drag 1 pick out of that, as does Dragon, but it's kind of too little too late, and Tasty gets turned into Tasty Paste right there at the end.
I'm looking at the ults right now, Corbeck. I see Truth with a Shatter, I see Nacho with a Shatter, I see the cart inching its way towards the end of the map. I get the feeling we're going to see a nice good old-fashioned Rhine Shatter off. Whoever can get more value with this is likely to be able to win this team fight, I think.
Well, the charge coming in cancels each other out. The bombs go sailing over the top right there. The wall might have actually preserved life here for Nacho. The Shatter coming in to just secure a kill. Koan is dead in the midst of all of this. It is worth pointing out that the Ana is no longer a part of this fight. Nacho feels the pain of that because Tasty is making big plays here on the Baptiste to salvage the end of that for their team.
Yeah, wow. Incredible work there from Tasty. Her Rhine went down pretty early in that fight, and was able to use the Amp Matrix to kind of salvage it. As now Helpdesk Hogan, here we go, we have the Dragon Strike, and that means another aggressive push.
And the Dragons claim another victim. They get 2 that time. Tasty, she's gotten it as well. The barrage coming over the top from Yosh is more than enough. They'll throw everything they have into this last push. There's still a contest to be had. Dragon falls back, manages to get the rest of the team in position, but Mr. Baby is down on the cart. They need someone to get in. It will be Jack, who will drop for the touch. Dragunov trying to get in as well. Nacho has that nano boost, just swinging away with the hammer. The ice wall, slowing down the aggression. A good shatter from Truth in the midst of everything to keep them alive. And the Diva Bomb sailing in at the end. Unfortunately, it won't succeed. Nacho is still alive. He throws a shatter of his own, and Truth is down, and the point is complete.
You know, Korbeck, I've never seen the barrage Dragon Strike being used as a combo before, but Helpdesk Hogan did it several times, and they made it work. They were able to use, with the Dragon Strike, the barrage, and also I think Lucio's speed boost, it was so much damage coming from the Helpdesk Hogan ultimates, and then if you made it past that, you had 5 members of Helpdesk Hogan jumping on top of you. It was too much to deal with, and D.I.R.T died to it every single time. And now here's the situation, Korbeck. D.I.R.T now also have to finish the map. Their tournament lives are on the line with this attack. If Helpdesk Hogan can hold them, can stop them from getting the full cap, they will be the GitGud North America Advanced Division champions.
Well, it's going to be rough for D.I.R.T. It's been rough all night. They've done well. They fought hard. They held him to 44 seconds. That could have been a lot worse, all things considered. Just a couple of small, I think, mistakes right there on that last point defense really put him over the line. Jack kind of stumbling right there, getting caught, for example, was something that forced the team to engage. But Helpdesk Hogan, they've got to be sitting pretty right now, right? Dividing.
Yeah.
They're not too fussed. And now Yosh is showing us Farah again. And that has been an absolute menace. Though combined with Rose on the May, I am curious to see what this looks like.
Yeah, I mean, a double projectile comp and sort of inconsistent damage if Rose and Yosh aren't hitting their icicles and rockets respectively. Though, that being said, there's a lot of damage to be had here as, oh no, Nacho has been sectioned off.
But the immortality field is there. Koan keeping the tank alive through all of that damage. The little biscuit that could, all things considered. And they will continue to fight around the front of the point. Truth still in this. The immortality field coming out for him now. And they'll lose Coco Mate early on. Rose is dead here as well. Yosh is over the top still on the Farah, but the frontline pressure just isn't there to play into the brawl. Instead, it will be D.I.R.T who come out swinging and take this first point with ease.
D.I.R.T have opted to go with the Sigma here, having that extra shield to try and absorb some of those Farah rockets as well as the sort of eat that Sigma has also helps with that. And because of that, I mean, to be fair, Helpdesk Hogan, Yosh is already 88% of the way to a barrage, so can't say that he's not doing damage here, but they were able to mitigate enough of it.
And sometimes enough is enough. Well, push forward on here. The ice wall comes up. It did manage to get caught. Dragon, a beautiful shot on the Bully Hunter right there. Takes him right out of the equation. Truth is in the area as well, swinging away with a hammer and a very aggressive street phase as Dragon tags another one, is now on fire.
Yeah, D.I.R.T is looking very strong right now, and Helpdesk Hogan, I mean, they have their ultimates online, so I don't want to say it's over just yet, but D.I.R.T is currently playing in a way that is making it so that this pocket Farah pick is not getting as much value as they want. Notably doesn't have a Mercy partner, so it makes the Farah much more fragile, much easier for Dragon to deal with.
Coco Mate got caught with their hands in the cookie jar a little bit right there by the high noon. The blizzard coming out from Dragunov to start things off. The amplification matrix was out, and it's a beautiful May wall right there from Rose to try and keep the team alive, but it would only keep the wolves from the door for so long. Still, it's managed to at least turn it into a fight as Yosh drops a barrage. The bomb comes in as well, and oh, it looked like D.I.R.T might just win that one. And some beautiful play from the Farah and the Diva respectively on the back of that May wall to turn that one around.
Beautiful play from Helpdesk Hogan, and now they're in an advantageous position. I've seen so many Kings Row attacks die right here at the end of second point because it takes so much time to get together and get to the cart from this point. And what's going to be happening while they're getting there? They're going to be taking splash damage from Yosh, who's slowly but surely building his way up to another barrage. As now they're going to go in with a Gravitic Flux.
The Gravitic Flux there to initiate, but Yosh is still largely uncontested on the outside edge. A trade of DPS right there. Nacho does take out Truth. Tasty, though, immediately gets back, and Kokomate is down. Yosh still alive, gets that sound barrier absolutely critical right there to keep the Pharah in this game and fighting. They are trying to put Jack down, and they will do so eventually. That doesn't leave very many bodies left. Yosh is losing health at a rapid rate. Tasty claims yet another Pharah kill to her name, but that will not win them this fight.
Rose has swapped onto the Widowmaker now. This long-range hit scan really needs to be able to get value here, or else Nacho is just going to get run over.
The High Noon comes out, but finds nothing. The Shatter finds quite a few, and Dragnov and Truth are there to follow that up. Truth getting another one, I think, in the midst of all of it. No, to be Dragnov who takes down the mech. Tasty is there, and Dragon 2, the whole team getting in on the act to push this one through, and they will complete. 2 minutes, 30 seconds turns into 4 minutes here, and they have 44 seconds to beat in the time bank.
Yep, beautiful shatter there from Truth, and once again, I've mentioned this before, you got the Widow, you got the Pharah, which is all well and good when they're hitting shots and getting value. When they're not, it's a 4v6 on the ground, and Helpdesk Hogan were able to win that 4v6 off the back of the shatter, and now they're using this Amp Matrix, who just gets so much more space already at the second corner, pretty much for free.
Dragunov gonna throw the Blizzard in right there, make sure it won't be eaten by Kokomate. A good shatter coming out from Nacho, though, does mean Dragon is down. So, one DPS out of the equation. Nacho gets another one. He takes Dragunov into the wall. There goes two more! Nacho! Oh, my lord! He's Nacho Rain Tank. He's an absolute unit of destruction.
You know, I was thinking of a Nacho joke, and then you went ahead and took it from me, so
Sorry.
You know what? Yeah, no, it's okay.
It was there. It was there. It wasn't very good.
You probably, honestly, you probably still did it better than I would have. But now, D.I.R.T is pushing in once again. Thank you. With 2 minutes 45 seconds on the clock and tank ultimates coming up, they need to be able to push this through right now, and they need to deal with Kokomate and his Diva Bomb right now.
Oh, Truth comes sailing in, though. He's got a measure to live up to here. He'll try and do it. A good pin charge coming in from Nacho. Nacho a little bit separated, though, and Jack will shut him down. Jack now stepping up into the tank role to get a couple of picks, and they will probably get this one through. I don't know who's going to be able to stop him. No, the attempted ice block from Rose is not close enough, and that EMP wave means that D.I.R.T has finished with 2 minutes 30 in the time back and is keeping their dreams alive.
That Maywall from Dragunov there was absolutely crucial. It was put up perfectly in a way that prevented, I think it was Yoshi on May, from being able to contest in the way that he wanted. And with that, D.I.R.T has a significant time advantage going into extra innings here. Helpdesk Hogan, are they going to stick with these forest strats? Because the longer this map goes on, the more comfortable D.I.R.T seems to be in dealing with it.
I think that's a fair assessment. They did seem a lot more comfortable on their attack than they did on their defense. I'll say that for sure. Mm-hmm. They are starting off on the defense here. They are running kind of a relatively standard brawl again. And I mean, this is interesting because I thought Helpdesk Hogan looked pretty good. It was just, they kind of just fell apart right at the bitter end. It was almost sort of inexplicable for me. It was kind of surprising because I felt like most of that map, they were going pretty much toe-to-toe with D.I.R.T and didn't look particularly nonplussed. And then suddenly, D.I.R.T was just there taking the card in.
Yeah, I mean, I think when it comes down to it, like, this sort of rush meta on Kings Row is the rush meta for a reason. You can try and get cute with your off-meta picks, and Helpdesk Hogan has definitely found some success with it. But in the end, the most consistent success is with these close-range brawl comps that D.I.R.T is running. And, you know, you look at the times and you understand why a little bit. But Helpdesk Hogan brought in Yosh for a reason, and it is to play Pharah. So they're going to play Pharah until the bitter or the brilliant end.
Yosh there with a almost Rainbow Six Siege-esque angle, pixel peak, firing those rockets. I love to see it. They'll continue to fire those rockets into the Alderworth Hotel. We've seen this defensive setup before, and they'll come out spinning. Now a little bit of a duel between the Far and the McCree in the back line. Really, McCree getting the worst of it right there, but Dragon will not die. Rose on the high ground here as well. Will fire off some storm arrows looking for a pick. Can't quite find one either. Cohen is revs back in, but really, the fight is already done. And Dustin Rose, though, he doesn't want to hear anything about it. He'll get 2 more kills. Duck behind a car. He's still hunting, but there's a big blue square in the way. They could try and get a barrage in here. They'll drop it right on top, but it won't find anything. Dragunov shuts it down. Rose is still firing, though. Rose, the Hanzo, will not stop getting kills. Oh, my Lord. The bow will not be denied.
Rose came in clutch. I think that's probably like 4 or 3 kills for the Hanzo in this fight right now. As now D.I.R.T is coming in to try and recontest, but it's pretty much just the May now. And yes, it will be Helpdesk Hogan taking the first point here, getting the payload started, which is already huge for a 1-minute time bank. As we look ahead, it looks like Yosh is going to switch, which I think is a smart decision, especially with no barrage online. It's going to swap over to the much more close-range Hero of Reaper. Helpdesk Hogan, they have that initiation tool that they love to use with the Dragon Strike and the Primal Rage from Nacho to knock people around with dirt. They're coming up on the all-important Blizzard from Dragunov. If that can get past Koka Mate's defense matrix, and freeze up a couple players, get a couple key picks, that could be the end of D.I.R.T's attack, or Helpdesk Hogan's attack.
Well, Robin Hood, I'm sorry, Rose has dragons online. This is certainly deadly with the bow. They're going to want to watch out for as they'll push this card around the corner. The dragons have been an effective and essential part of the attacking strategy here for Helpdesk Hogan, and you're about to see why. The dragons coming out right there, the pressure coming on immediately. The Primal Rage has been used by Nacho here as well. Unfortunately, he will die for the trouble. A Diva Bomb there too will knock Rose out of contention. They are in overtime. The attempted eat will not come through. Bully Hunter is dead. They did get the res there onto the Hanzo, but I don't think that Rose is quite magical enough to pull this off a second time. And no, it is just Kohan there, throws in the anti-nade, but it is not enough. And that was where the overtime will end. Round 3 complete.
Round 3 complete, but that was a very respectable overtime attack for Helpdesk Hogan, especially with just a minute on the clock, taking first point and getting a decent amount through point B as well. Now, the pressure falls on D.I.R.T to stay alive in this tournament, in this grand finals matchup. They have to beat Helpdesk Hogan in this moment. They seem to have a pretty good handle of how to deal with Yosh's Farah. Will they be able to deal with what they throw at them next, which seems to be much more traditional? Helpdesk Hogan going back to basics right now. The only sort of weird thing is Rose on the Symmetra, but still, I think a very viable pick for these close range comps, especially when you're expecting to see a lot of shields, because of course shooting at shields actually refills Symmetra's ammo.
Rose on that Symmetra could be actually kind of a nuisance. It's a little bit of a cheeky strat, I would say, to putting that out on King's Row, but we'll see what they can do with it. Obviously, if things go like D.I.R.T's first attack, Helpdesk Hogan is going to have an absolute Everest of a mountain to climb right here, but there's no guarantee that, you know, lightning will strike twice on these initial engagements. The scout arrow comes out, and then the swap over to McCree from Dragon. They will hold up at the gateway, and then they will begin their entry. The turret already starting to cook there. The shots going in will take the turret down, but they now know Symmetra is in play. They will push forward. Truth just trying to, you know, find some room around the edge of the point, somewhere they can sort of set up and continue to put their fire in. Everybody looking there for the ice wall. It does come out, but it's not very well placed. The enemy team, Helpdesk Hogan, just slips around it. Dragunov is kind of in a difficult angle here, but Truth is already dead. Dragunov forced to use the ice block early on. Koku Mate, who's been a little bit quiet in that off-tank position, will go down. Instead, it's Rose once more, this time with the Symmetra, just shoving them back towards the spawn.
Yeah, Rose 90% of the way to a Symmetra wall already. That just shows how much damage, how much value the Symmetra is getting. Alpha beaming down these tanks. even when it looked like Helpdesk Hogan, they were backing up, they looked like they were about to break under the pressure of the Dirt brawl, but it just wasn't quite enough. They managed to bring it back at the very end, and now they have some ults to work with.
The barrier does come out, and that might negate a lot of this amplification matrix, assuming they play around it wisely. Helpdesk Hogan will finally push up, but only after the amplification matrix positioning has been vacated. Rose now firing those charge shots down the line. Truth going for the quick re-engage here. Lucio speed allowing them to push straight on. They do have some ults to play with, but it's a shatter coming out from Nacho first, and Dragnov is down. Less than a minute left on the clock. They do take the immortality field out, but that's a scarce victory, all things considered, because Jack is down here as well. Truth goes for the shatter, but he absolutely bottles it. A complete hash made of the Reinhardt ultimate, and that is not good to have thrown that away.
This is not good now if you're Dirt, because you have 30 seconds left on the clock and you're playing into a grab, a beat, a death blossom from Helpdesk Hogan. If you're Dirt, you need to make sure you can get a lot of value out of this Blizzard. Make sure Mr. Baby is able to get his beat online as soon as possible, because if not, this could be the end of the line for Dirt.
High Noon coming out here as well. Coco Mate does have the grab in position, a tick given up. They are waiting for the perfect opportunity to set this up. The amplification matrix is in, the sound barrier is out. Yosh jumps in, the Death Blossom coming out, but it's mostly being eaten. No, it'll get Tasty, it'll get Dragon, and that could signal the end. The sound barrier didn't come fast enough. The bomb thrown in desperation. Jack will get 2, but it's just not enough. Mr. Baby swings back on, but Yosh has shut it down. The substitute comes off the bench and secures the map and the victory for Helpdesk Hogan.
Oh, what a game for Helpdesk after all of that, with unique gameplay with the Pharah, with the Hanzo. They go back to a much more traditional brawl comp, and they managed to come out on top. Now, but still, with the Symmetra had, I think, their very own sort of Helpdesk Hogan twist on it that I have loved to see throughout this match. Always refusing to play exactly what's meta, but showing that Yosh is definitely not just like a Pharah one-trick, and is definitely there for a reason, popping off on Reaper at the end there to secure the GitGud championship.
It was a beautiful win for him, and Helpdesk Hogan, you know, they looked a little bit pressured. Dirt put up some good fights. I don't think we can take that away from it. But at the end of the day, this Helpdesk Hogan team, just too strong. They remained completely undefeated throughout the entirety of Season 7 here, and a well-earned advanced championship here from the NA side of GitGud. An amazing bit of gameplay for them. And Dirt, well, they take second place, but there's always next season, and they are a strong team and a team to watch. Unfortunately, that about does it for us tonight here, Dividing. Any final thoughts to share before we wrap up this broadcast?
I think the 3-0 scoreline doesn't quite reflect exactly how close this game was. Kings Row and Route 66, I think, honestly, Busan for that matter, that was a 2-1 scoreline as well. All 3 of these matches were only a fight or 2 away from going in Dirt's direction, but in the end, I think Helpdesk Hogan knew that this division was destined for them this time around. I hope that Dirt sticks together and gives it another go next season, because I personally really enjoyed watching them.
For sure. Well, if you enjoyed today's Grand Finals action, you are in luck. There's more Grand Finals coming up for you. It starts with the European GG matches. That'll be at 7:30 p.m. CEST.
I'm going to be there.
And he's gonna be there. You can watch him. I don't know if I'm pointing. Oh, there it is. Okay, I gotta point in the right direction. But yeah, he'll be there. You can join him again for that. It'll be some exciting games. And then if you're interested in watching more NA action, well, that's gonna start at 7:30 Eastern right here on the ELO Hell channel. I will be back for those matches. Really looking forward to them. But for now, I've been Corbeck. That's been Dividing. Thank you so much to our production staff tonight. We could not do it without you. And of course, from all of us here at ELO Hell, thank you to you for tuning in. And we will see you next time.